West Side Story is the 2021 film directed by Steven Spielberg, adapted from the 1961 film, which in turn is adapted from the 1957 musical. Now, West Side Story from 1961 was generally raved as being one of the best musicals ever made. It won most of the Oscars in 1961, and when I saw it, I really didn't like it. Didn't hate it, but yeah, didn't like it. And yeah, after some time, I figured, you know what, they really need to up it. Times have changed since 1961. Things can be a lot more explicit on TV. Things can be that they can show a lot more, and the level of violence that can be shown, like things can be a lot more gritty and realistic than they actually were. That was my main gripe about the West Side Story from 1961, was that it was way too clean cut, very unrealistic in how everything was. I mean, like, it's about two rival street gangs, and yeah, these thugs are perfect kinds of like balletic dancers, and they sing like the happiest songs that you would only find in a Gene Kelly movie. And yeah, I was all like, really, really. Now, don't get me wrong, I love musicals from that era, like The Bandwagon and An American in Paris. But yeah, West Side Story was probably the worst that I saw. But when I found out that they were doing that, Steven Spielberg was doing his own, well, not his own version, but a newer version of it, that was ultimately when I figured, okay, you know what, he's going to knock it out of the park this time. And frankly, after seeing it, I can comfortably assure you that this is one of the best movies that Spielberg has made in years. And it is one of the best films made in this entire COVID-19 era. Now, this movie it's not perfect. Yeah, there are a couple of flaws that would change it. A couple of flaws for that prevents it from being a perfect 4-star film, but still, it's a really good one. Spielberg, I would call this his best film, definitely since Bridge of Spies. I'm sure that if time goes on, I might even think this is better than Bridge of Spies, which was a really good film from 2015 that Spielberg did. But, I've seen Bridge of Spies more times than West Side Story, but whatever. If not, then this is probably Spielberg's best film since Munich from 2015. No, from 2005, sorry. Let's face it, Spielberg has not made a perfect 4-star film since Minority Report in 2002. Doesn't really mean that he's on the decline. It just means that, he's just, his masterpieces are behind him now, and now he just does really, really good films. And this one right here is one of the best of his really, really good films. So anyone that's not familiar, it's kind of like a modern day of Romeo and Juliet story, except with two rival families. It's two rival gangs of thugs, and they're two different ethnicities: Puerto Ricans and Americans. And so they're rival street gangs, and one of the guys ends up, Tony, he's a sensitive guy, falls in love with Maria. They fall in love, and yeah, it one thing leads to another, and we have a bunch of we have a few good songs, maybe not a whole bunch. Maybe that's just me overstating things. And we get some really realistic grittiness in this tale because it's about street gangs. And after some time, we really get to really love these characters like just about all of them, because and that's kind of hard to do because there's just so many different characters that Spielberg is somehow able to juggle really, really well. He captures this time period really well, also, and really the only flaw that I found with this film was that there are a couple of bits. Okay, as I said before, the thing that West Side Story from 1961 completely failed at was making everything realistic. Like with these street gangs of being good, like at the that complex dancing and those really really like Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers kinds of songs. I didn't buy that at all. While in this one right here, some of that stuff is retained. I get that it's a musical and like from the 1950s, and Spielberg really wants to retain all that. But yeah, he wasn't quite able to completely dodge all the problems that the one from 1961 had. But you know what? No big deal. This movie still is one of the best films of the year. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm going to give West Side Story from 2021, that is, 3.5 stars out of 4.